Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 37 of the Red Force Podcast. My name is Eric Tolato. Joining me today is Christian Tolato.
Hello.
Christian, no chapter this week. Brutalized.
These weeks are painful.
We got a chapter next week. We're going into Wano.
No anime episode. Due to the
Unfortunate earthquake. Ruined many things this week.
It did. Messed up Japan's schedule. Kind of fucked things up.
We're coming at you at night again this week.
And a day early. But you're getting this on Wednesday regardless. To keep the schedule clean. Well, why are we talking about this? People...
I mean, you mentioned it.
You mentioned it.
I said it's night. You said it was a day early.
Okay.
Now, Christian, anything happened this week in regards to the One Piece?
Well, the VIVRE card data cards came out.
Much hyped in the community.
Some controversy.
Statements retracted.
I
would argue that who cares that they got retracted because it's obviously the truth.
Well, we'll get into that later, but yeah.
But Christian, it's time for the new segment.
The bets.
The bets. Now, last week, I put forward to Christian this new segment, and he met it with intrigue. The bet. From chapter 100 to 130, including those chapters.
Yeah.
Not including 130, but including 102.
Yeah.
How many chapters will Sanji be in? Out of 120 chapters.
Yep.
Christian said 15.
Yep.
I said 20. The correct answer is 16 out of 29. Christian takes the first win.
I'm the winner.
Now, Christian, should we get into some stats here, or should we do this after the recap that we're going to do?
Let me just say that I'm probably going to win every bet.
Okay.
Because I know One Piece better than Eric.
Perhaps. We'll see. Don't count the winnings yet.
Who has a W?
Now, we're doing semi-Price is Right rules, not actual Price is Right rules.
Some say Price is not Price is Right rules.
Well, people understand what that means.
No, they don't, because it's not even close to Price is Right rules.
Yeah, all right. So
It's
basically, it favors. So if the sum is a draw, so let's say the difference between, like say I said 17.
Yeah.
Christian would win because he was under, and I went over.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So Christian with the first win. Huzzah.
1-0.
He's on the board.
Tell me how many W's I have.
You got one.
How many L's do you have?
I got one. Well, there you go. We're counting.
You know.
Christian, add for next week the bet. How many times will Tama say Big Brother or Big Bro in the next chapter, chapter 917?
I'm going to say...
Your bet.
3.
I was also going to say 3, but for the sake of argument, and to make things interesting. 4.
Well...
So there we go. It's either 3 or 4.
It's either 3 or 4.
If it's like 19...
Eric wins.
I win. If it's 2...
I win.
Christian wins. Alright. Shall we move on to the retrospective, recap, review, any other words to get the clickbait views?
Yeah, the
discussion. Luffy vs. Zoro is probably going to be the title of this video.
I would really popped that too early, but we'll get into that.
Now, Christian, we start on 102. Sanji is in this chapter. We've got stats. We have
stats. Sanji is in this chapter.
Straw Hats are coming down the reverse mountain. In come Laboon.
Yeah.
Here he is, big boy. The crew tries to slow down the ship, pulling on the rudders, everything. Luffy smartly uses the cannon as an force mechanism, pushing the ship the other direction.
Well,
what do you think about this?
is it the front cannon?
Yeah, it's the front cannon.
It wouldn't be strong enough. But
it gave it the little nudge it needed.
Cartoon logic?
Anyway, Mary's helmet comes off. Mary's helm snaps off. Luffy's mad. He's special seat.
Yeah.
He punches LeBron in the eye for damaging his seat. LeBron gets mad, sucks him into his stomach. Luffy manages to jump out on top of LeBron.
Yeah.
And we see a strange metal hatch. Now we'll get into the logistics of LeBron. Christian, into the chapter. 103. Straw Hat's like, what's going on? Was it a dream? Crocus kills a squid. Luffy is lost in the tunnels of LeBron.
Now,
comments on Crocus.
Is this a Pinocchio reference?
Maybe.
You know, Crocus is Geppetto, the whale.
I don't know if there's enough parallels to draw from. It's a giant whale
that someone lives inside of.
And it's a kind of like an interior as well.
Yeah.
Is that the only version of that in?
Yeah, it's Pinocchio.
In fiction, I don't know. Maybe. What do you think about this display of Crocus's strength?
We've done them with the power scale, haven't we?
No, we haven't.
Pretty sure.
I looked before this podcast.
No. Okay, we've definitely done him.
We have not done Crocus. I'm not going to look here. We can look in the power scale. But
right.
What do you think? Are you impressed by this man revealed later on in the arc that he knows Roger at least? He was on his crew for future reference, but
I mean, it's not that impressive. Physical strength. You could argue that
he throws the harpoon, multiple harpoons.
Yeah, but you could argue that like Luffy's could easily be as strong as that.
Yeah.
Right here.
Okay.
So, yeah.
If we see Crocus again,
yeah,
will he be significantly more impressive?
But in a flashback?
In a flashback, maybe when we go back to LeBron, what do we think?
He could be,
because he's part of the Pirate King's crew.
Yeah, but he wasn't there for that long.
He wasn't there for that long. He was the ship's doctor.
Yeah.
So there we go.
I don't know. Possible.
Interesting from Crocus, Christian. Income. Well, it's explained that LeBron smashes his head against the wall.
Yeah.
Or the red line. LeBron, you're not moving the red line. Okay?
Yeah.
It's an impossible feat. Enter Miss Wednesday and Mr. Nine. Mr. Nine?
Yeah.
What do you think the percentage of the community would give you an answer as to who Mr. Nine is? Could they give you his weapons?
Yeah, he's got memorable weapons.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, probably like 10%. It's a pretty obscure character.
Pretty obscure.
People
What about Miss Wednesday? Do you think people know?
Yes, people know who Vivi is.
But if you said who's Miss Wednesday...
Yeah, but I think people would get it.
Okay.
You know, maybe not the casuals.
Basically, LeBron's going crazy because he smashed his head against the wall.
Yeah.
Crocus jumps into the water to administer the tranquilizer, which is like, all right, what's going on with this mechanized whale? Mr. Knight and Miss W try shooting LeBron to harvest the meat for Whiskey Pigs. What kind of goal is this for Baroque Works? It's
Yeah, but it's their base. So
Whiskey
it needs
Pigs.
supplies.
Yeah, I get it, but like...
It's one of their bases. But it's just stupid.
It's these two's mission to collect meat for Whiskey
It's
Pigs.
just so they're there. You know?
Alright. Crocus, jumps in front of the bullet. He has some kind of commitment to LeBron.
Yeah.
Luffy just knocks him out. Just punches them both in the head.
Now, why would Crocodile hire these people?
We talked about this a little bit at Alabasta, right? But the secrecy of Baroque's works kind of works against Crocodile.
Yeah, they recruit people
on multiple times. Yeah, but who recruited these two?
He did.
Him specifically? Or is he getting information? Because later on we find out Zoro was attempted to be recruited.
Yeah. So someone's
not by Crocodile, but by someone else. So the Unluckies deliver mail?
Yeah, Crocodile's clearly sending out the orders to who to recruit. He's not going to get random idiots who he doesn't know.
It's unclear how Miss Wednesday and Mr. A join Baroque Works. Like, they don't give you, like, a history of what they've done.
Do they, like, you get into the bottom and then you work your way up, or is it just like...
Yeah, but Mr. 3 talks about getting promoted and shit, so maybe that's how it works. But the secrecy is kind of like... It works for Crocodile, but it doesn't at the same time. We talked about this in Alabasta. Where was I? Crocus talks about the Rumbar Pirates, not specifically the Rumbar Pirates, but he talks about Laboon's history. Definitely the Rumbar Pirates. Definitely Yorkie in this flashback.
Yeah. Thumbs
up to Oda.
Do you think Oda wanted to have Brook earlier?
Brook not seen. I looked very hard.
Yeah, do you think he wanted to have Brook earlier? Because
he talks about musician
a lot,
even in like the first 10 chapters.
He talks about musician. He wants a musician before a doctor.
Yeah, doesn't he talk about it to Zoro when they're going on to Buggy?
Yeah, he's always talking about
early talking about musician.
Do you want?
He either circled back to this when he got to, so he was thinking about a crew member. It could have been someone. It could have been anyone that's old in the series, right?
Yeah.
That he could have circled back to, but I imagine Brook was planned pretty early. He's a very specific character.
I think you could make the argument that...
Because him joining the crew is pretty random. Like, it seems like when Brook joined the crew, Oda's just like, yeah, alright, enough. Brook's joining the crew.
I think you can... The storyline from beginning to Marineford...
Yeah.
Probably planned out before the series began.
I don't know, there's quotes out there about Shabondi and the supernovas.
Yeah, but then he's got the plan, but then he throws in extra arcs.
He adds extra details and stuff.
So I think the plan...
Yeah, because YB was pretty early.
Yeah.
The Warlords are pretty early.
Talk about Warlords, talk about all that kind of stuff. So you could make the argument, like, the skeleton of, like, the story was planned out all the way from the beginning. Or it just, like, keeps on adding extra arcs and islands and shit. So, I think Brook was supposed to be earlier. Like, Through the Bark's pretty deep in.
Yeah, very deep in.
It's past, like, 3 massive arcs.
Yeah.
It's like the 4th massive arc.
And again, he just kindly randomly joins. At the start of the
I think
arc.
Oda just like, yeah, he's in, you know?
Okay.
He doesn't want to waste people's time.
So yeah, Yorkie's seen, all the math works out, it's all good. Next chapter, 104. Crocus explains his past. He was a doctor on a crew for years.
You can see...
a few years.
You can see early concepts of the crew. You can see a skeleton on there. And you can see Chopper.
What, in like sketches and shit?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yeah, like... Brooke was definitely...
This
whole storyline was definitely plot.
Brook is a very specific character. He must have been planned a while ago.
Like, the whole Rumbar pirate skeleton thing, definitely planned. Just fight off in...
Much later.
Luck, yeah.
Yeah. Luffy... So, Crocus explains that he's a doctor. He was on a pirate ship's crew for a few years.
Yeah.
Goldie.
The Goldie Roger.
/ Rumbar Pirates for a bit as well.
Yeah.
Luffy asks Crocus to join the crew because he's a doctor. Crocus declines. Basically, they just kick Miss... basically, they leave because Crocus opens the doors. Alright. They kick Miss Wednesday and Mr. Nine off the ship into the water.
But
And then they start hinting at the Baroque works and like our
Yeah.
boss and this and that.
yeah,
Christian, do you want to talk about LeBron?
surely the painted stomach, the trapdoors,
The steel
the
plates.
steel plates would do more damage to him than ramming his hand to the ground line.
Maybe, but Crocker says
red line.
he has to be inside him because it's too hard to treat whales that big. So,
But did you have to fuck his body up?
I don't know what's going on.
His
I really don't.
trapdoors.
There's a massive gate in his side to let people out. It's strange.
How those mechanics work,
Did Crocker's build this? Is he a master engineer?
as well as a doctor.
Well, he's a doctor. We can accept that.
Yeah, as well as a doctor. He's also a
Yeah.
master
And I
engineer.
imagine, like, the giant area where the lighthouse is has to be his stomach. But it's seawater. It's not acid and shit.
Not the lighthouse, his house.
Yeah, his house.
Because the Luffy versus... Have you got up to that part yet? When Luffy slams the mast
Yeah,
into his
there's
eye?
basically two lighthouses. One inside of him and one outside.
Yeah.
Uh,
You want to talk about Luffy breaking the ship?
it's
fight
coming
Luffy?
up.
Yeah.
Crocus thinks... Now, Crocus assumes that they abandoned Laboon. The Rumbar Pirates.
Yeah.
He gets some... He says he has this information from a reliable source that they crossed... He assumes that they crossed the calm belt to get out of the Grand Line and their fate is unknown. But he says he gets his information from a reliable source that they abandoned Laboon. What's going on? Is this just rumor?
Well, they got stuck in the Florian Triangle.
Yeah, that's what the calm belt, right?
No.
So... It's
just legend. Yeah. Like, how are you going to find out?
But he says a reliable source. I don't know who's telling him these things, but...
Yeah.
Maybe it's... Odin. From Wano, who knows?
Yeah.
We'll find out. We'll actually probably never find out, but...
Yeah.
Alright, so Laboon's like, oh, they're not coming back. Luffy gets mad. Luffy rips the mast off the Sunny and stabs Laboon in the face with it. Fights Laboon. Luffy says, I'm strong, it's a draw. Next time we come round, let's fight. And they make a new promise. Everyone smiles, everything's happy.
Well, Luffy one-shots his whale at this point.
It's a fight.
A grizzly magnet.
Yeah, now. Yeah, it's over.
It's over.
We're gonna get Luffy versus Laboon? And how do you think Rook's gonna feel about that?
It's a good gag.
Luffy signs Laboon as the sign of their contract.
How does this...
Don't wash it off.
How does
or
it
hit
not
it.
wash off?
Well, basically, it's like don't rub it off on the wall.
Yeah, but like water. And, tides.
I mean, it's lead paint.
It's just paint.
You know, this whale's copping punishment.
It's just paint. It's just gallons of paint.
A lot of paint.
But apparently crocodiles can paint the inside of a stomach.
So is this is the start of the trend where the fucking Mary gets fucked up constantly?
Yeah. On the Grand Line.
Yep.
I would have always seen sowing those seeds.
Alright, they leave. Well, they start to leave.
Yeah.
They're on the ship preparing. Luffy paints the straw hat on Laboon. Sanji uses the fish that he got in Logtown. In a very small scene. I appreciate these small details.
The elephant...
Swordfish, yeah, something like that. Usopp shittily fixes the Mary, says he's not the ship's carpenter.
Yeah.
Crocus explains the log pose and the Grand Line. Setup, clear, hasn't really changed.
I mean, kind of did in Zoro.
Yeah, I mean, how it works doesn't change.
No, but...
But the journey kind of altered a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so basically...
We get a shot of Raftel.
Crocus explains the log pose. Raftel is seen. Maybe some structures can be seen on the rock walls. There's like little windows, maybe.
There's definitely buildings on it.
There's buildings.
Yeah.
Enter the Unluckies. They blow.
But we all know you can't trust Oda silhouettes.
It's not really a silhouette. It's misty and mysterious and shit.
You can't trust it.
Yeah. In come the Unluckies. They blow up Miss Wednesday, Mr. Nine, Luffy, Sanji.
Yeah.
Because Luffy and Sanji end up in the water because they start fighting over food and Nami kicks him in the water to cool off. That's what happens.
Yeah.
Basically, it's like Mr. Nine and Miss Wednesday beg to get on the crew to get back home. Luffy's like, fine.
Yeah.
They leave. Crocus relates Luffy to the man Roger is waiting for.
Haki Ghost?
Hinting
Well,
his connection to Roger.
Roger said he'll never die. Crocus is like, Roger's waiting for someone. Whitebeard also said Roger's waiting for someone.
I mean, if Haki Ghosts is a thing, I mean, whatever.
Haki Ghost.
Maybe he's not dead. Maybe that was his twin brother.
We all know.
Maybe Nikola Tesla made a cloning machine.
Don't talk about the Prestige. Alright?
What a dumb twist to a movie.
Alright, I get it. You hate the Prestige.
It's a magic movie, right? It's a movie about magicians. And the answer for him doing these magic techniques is literally magic. How does...
It's science.
Alright, it's science.
But here's the thing.
Let's not talk about
We
the
know
Prestige.
Oda loves Star Wars.
Yes.
And we know there are such things as
Force Ghosts.
Force Ghosts. And Haki's kind of like the Force.
Maybe he can hear Roger because he has the voice of all things. Something like that.
Yeah.
Which is like...
Whatever.
It's not offensive.
It's a pirate story. Just ghosts.
Straw Hats fuck around in the weather. Christian, the weather's crazy. It's the Grand Line. Nami announces that her navigation skills are useless.
Oh.
Vivi hints at, maybe I understand how the Grand Line works. Usopp makes a snow statue of, what's her face? Usopp's bitch in Village. Kaya. Nice hint. Nice touch. I like all these tiny details, Christian.
Yeah, that's what it does.
Luffy just breaks it. They start fighting.
Yeah.
A whirlpool happens. The whirlpool stops. Weather is
Just
normal.
where this crazy weather shit.
Zoro awakes from his slumber, unaffected by the weather.
Well, yeah, okay, but why'd you say it like that?
He's unaffected by the weather. It's classic Zoro. He just kind of
Yeah,
sleeps
but-
on the ship.
Why'd you say Zoro awoke from his slumber?
I don't know.
What?
Zoro kind of mentions that the Baroque works sound familiar. Mr.
Yeah.
Nine sounds familiar. We know Zoro's fucking around with bounty hunters.
Yeah.
They arrive, Whiskey Peaks. Mr. Nine and Miss W jump off the ship into the water. They basically are like, yeah, you've taken us far enough. The town welcomes them in. Enter Igorams, Mayor of Whiskey Peaks.
Yeah.
Chapter 107. Straw Hats are partying, Christian. The whole town has got around them, welcoming them to Whiskey Peaks. Vivi and Mr. Nine make their report to the Baroque Works and the boss. They report their failures, but they're like, yeah, but we, brought these pirates into this trap.
Yeah.
Maybe that'll get us in his good favors.
Yeah.
Darby drinks everyone under the table, including Zoro.
But yeah, Zoro's not affected by alcohol.
He isn't.
He's a swordsman.
So Darby drinks 15 beers, pretty good. Pretty good. Alright, she beats the bar. They all fall asleep. It's revealed that Mr. 8 is Igorams, Mr. 9 is there, Miss Monday
Yeah.
is the nun that Nami was drinking with.
Yeah.
And they hatch their scheme to take out the Straw Hats.
Yeah.
Zoro appears.
But why? Why do they want to take out the Straw Hats to steal their shit?
A bounty. Cash.
Yeah. Okay.
Luffy, 300 million. Not 300 million. 30 million.
30 million.
Zoro has awoken. Or Zoro probably never was asleep. He was just probably...
Stop saying Zoro has awoken.
Zoro has awoken Haki.
Alright? Stop saying awoken.
So you see him in the moonlight. He basically says, I know you're the Baroque Works. I know what's going on. They offered me a position. I declined it.
Yeah.
And for the next couple of chapters...
It's the Zoro hype fest.
Just fucks him up.
Can we talk about the feel and the architecture of this island?
Sure.
You know, it's a Mexico kind of western feel.
Kinda. Yeah.
You got the square buildings.
Concrete square buildings.
You got the cacti.
Yep.
You got the moonlit environment. We don't get many moonlit environments.
It's nice.
I like to see it.
Single moon.
There's only one moon. People want to say there are 8 moons.
Maybe they're just satellites. Think about it, you know.
But I like this aesthetic.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see more night.
It's very well lit. The way he's done this night scene.
Yeah.
You always kind of feel like it's night just by the way the shadow work's going.
Yeah.
All right, so basically Zoro fucks everyone up. He wants to test his swords, Christian.
Zoro demolishes like 50 people.
He suggests that the Katetsu is an unwieldy child, extraordinarily sharp, but doesn't listen to his commands. He says that it should cut with his command, but it does what it likes. He's still trying to figure out this Katetsu, Christian.
Can we talk about how he seemingly travels faster than the eye can see?
I was going to bring up this. Christian, the fabled two panels.
The speed feat.
That brings up the speed feat of Zoro. How fast is Zoro, Christian? Does anyone know? Do we count this as a speed feat? Or is it used as comedic effect?
People can't. It's not really comedic effect. Because it's Zoro destroying everyone.
Yeah, but their reaction's like, oh, where'd he go?
Yeah, because he's hype.
Yeah.
It's the hype Zoro. So is Zoro faster than the eye can see?
Famous in a death battle that it was used in. People very upset. King of Lightning very upset.
I mean, it's a feat.
Because it beats every Sanji feat there is.
I mean, it doesn't beat every Sanji feat there is. I mean, Sanji appearing out of nowhere.
Alright.
You know.
Now, Christian, in this chapter, Sanji appears in one panel on the floor in the background.
See, I would have won this comfortably if there wasn't bullshit chapters where Sanji's in one panel lying on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I would have smashed you out of the water with his bet.
So we can see your Zoro testing his swords out, the different effects and whatever.
Yeah.
Do we think we'll see this for his new swords if he gets new swords?
We always kind of see it.
Yeah.
You know.
With Shishui.
We saw it, yeah.
He's extra pound cannons.
Yeah.
So we should see some effect if he gets a new sword.
Yeah.
Alright. So, I'm sure everyone's seen the scene, Christian. Zoro mucking around with these 100 Baroque Work members, throwing them down the stairs, slicing them up, making holes in the floor, Looney Tunes style.
It's fantastic.
Fights Miss Monday. Fucks her up.
Test of strength.
Yep. Here comes Karoo. First signing of Karoo. Now Zoro's fucking all these up. Vivi's like, we gotta do something. Karoo
Can we talk about... You'd like to talk about...
Battle?
Battle panels.
Yes.
How this whole scene do?
What I like about it so much is that it's clear where Zoro is all the time.
Yeah.
A lot of wides, building scapes, where he's going, where he's landing, etc., etc. Small issues with when he lands and does a sweeping strike and lands on the other side of the people.
Yeah.
It's kind of unclear. And when he does that whole thing, I could have used another panel of like the marking in the floor where the hole is and shit. Because they just kind of fall through their smoke and then they said we fell down a hole.
Yeah.
Instead of there being like that shot. But pretty good. This whole scene's pretty good. So yeah. Mr. Knight and Vivi get involved. Zoro just fucks him up. Mr. 8 gets involved. Basically uses them against each other and their abilities.
Yeah.
Where was I? Oh yeah. So Vivi has this like weird like hypno power with her outfit and her like
Dance.
Doesn't really work on Zoro, kinda does, but not really.
Yeah.
The Unluckies have brought... Well, the Unluckies have probably delivered the message to Crocodile. And have brought in Mr. 5 and Miss Valentine.
They surely are just there. They can't just appear.
It's like... Well, they... I'll get to why they turn up.
Yeah.
They have... Basically, they're there to kill Vivi and Ingram.
Yeah.
They know their secret, that they're from Alabasta.
Yeah.
And they're not happy. They ask, basically, so they get fucked up. Igrams begs Zoro to save Vivi for Alabasta. Enter Nami, she's awake. We'll do it for $1 billion berry. Christian, does Alabasta have $1 billion berry?
Yes. It's a massive nation.
It's crazy.
You know.
It's a category worth.
Category's bounty.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's fucking crazy, man.
Alright. So basically, 111. Nami basically reminds Zoro that she borrowed him 100,000 belly.
Yeah.
He says, I didn't use it, I gave it back to you. But she's like, yeah, but you agreed to 300% interest. Absolute brutal tactics by Nami.
Do they ever pay him back? No.
At Alabasta, they mentioned something about the money. I think they give them a sum.
No, but Zoro never pays Nami back.
No, he says, I gave it back to you, I didn't use it because I got the swords for free.
Yeah, but it never pays the interest.
Yeah. But she basically uses this to blackmail him into doing this. I'm sure he would have done it anyway. So Luffy awakes. He's looking around. He's all fat. And then he comes to the conclusion that Zoro fucked everyone up. These nice people, and he wants to fight him.
Super weird to have this here. Did Oda pull the trigger too early on the Zoro versus Luffy?
Yes.
It's a stupid fight.
I mean, I'm sure people are asking the question. You know?
Yeah.
And he gave him an answer.
Not really, because Luffy's handicapped.
Well, he gets thin.
Yeah, but
at like the start of the fight.
Yeah.
So, I don't know about handicapped. It's pretty even the entire time.
Yeah.
So Luffy and Zoro fight pretty evenly. They basically just beat the shit out of Mr. 5 and Mr. Valentine for getting in the way of their fight.
Yeah.
Classic One Piece, happens all the time.
It's hype as fuck. Get out of the way.
Get out of the way. Dodge in jail. Happens a few times.
Yeah.
And then they're still fighting. A clash. Even. This is probably the start of the... Zoro's close to Luffy, Zoro's... etc, etc.
Yeah.
Which is incorrect now.
I mean, you can make that argument up until the Gears.
Yeah.
I could say. But yeah.
Okay. Nami stops the fight, tells him to shut up, explains to Luffy what's going on.
Yeah.
Luffy's like, why didn't you tell me?
Yeah.
Classic Luffy. Vivi tells the Straw Hats about Alabasta and Crocodile and Baroque Works. They get excited. Luffy gets excited about a warlord. Unlucky's go to report this to Crocodile. They now have a target on their backs.
Yeah.
Igrams lays out a plan to divert the Baroque Works by dressing up as Vivi and setting sail on the ship.
Yeah.
Ship blows up. Chapter 114. Straw Hats set sail on the Mary. Miss Sunday appears on the ship.
Now, Robin did did attempt to kill Igaram. It wasn't like
It's unclear what happened because when he turns up, he says, "I survived."
Yeah, so it's not like it's not like Robin saved his life.
Robin's very weird. This whole time,
She's an assassin, alright?
but like, she's kind of like playing like the villain that wants to like play with her food.
Yeah.
Kind of, am I evil? Am I on your side? Weird stuff going on. I don't know why Crocodile trusts her.
He doesn't.
But it's your right hand man.
Yeah, that's his downfall. We already discussed this multiple times.
Basically, she fucks around the ship, telling him do this, do that. If you want to go here, go that way. This is the shortest route to Alabasta. Luffy breaks the eternal pose and says, "Nah, I'll go my own way."
Classic Luffy.
Basically, the next stop is Little Garden. They explained that the next island's a Little Garden.
Yeah.
They fuck around the crew for a bit. They arrive. Vivi knows the seas, the Grand Line. Well, she seems to be teaching Nami how it works.
Yeah.
It's unpredictable. This is how it works.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
What do you mean you know?
Because when I look at this, I can understand why people thought Vivi was going to join the crew. Because she would act as like a second navigator or something.
Yeah.
She has like use.
But
then again, we talked about this in Alabasta. Like, she's just kind of like a kind of Nami. In a way. Like, there's no real variety.
I mean, she has duty to her people. Yeah, you know, she's a different character. I wouldn't say she's just a kind of Nami.
Okay. Vivi knows the seas. So she's explained this to Nami. Nami's absorbing all the information.
Yeah.
They arrive on Little Garden. Luffy smells adventure and just runs off. Classic Luffy.
Yeah, he hasn't changed. He did the same thing in Whole Cake Island.
Indeed.
And Emperor's Territory. He started running off into Chocolate Town.
And the crewmates just separate. Just to have a look around.
Yeah.
Enter Brogy. He cuts the dinosaur's head off.
Well, have you had the bet between Zoro and Sanji? Where they bet, the hunting bet?
Yeah, the hunting bed that ends up at the end of Little Garden.
Well, it's important to the arc.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Alright.
Yeah.
Dory other side of the island, Dory cuts off the head of a dinosaur. Where Luffy is. Both are generous, great warriors. They claim to be the best warriors on the island. They're both generous with their food, and they basically explain what's going on. Albaf, great warriors of the nation. They've been fighting for 100 years.
Yeah.
It takes the log pose a year to reset. Because, like, the magnetic fields of the island change.
Yeah.
To point to the next island. The volcano explodes, signaling time for battle. Next chapter. Mr. 3 and Miss Goldwick talk about Mr. 5. Basically, just a little flavour to be like they're turning up in this arc.
Yeah.
Basically, talking. Mr. 3 mentions that he wants a raise, etc., etc. So he's basically talking about the hierarchy of the Baroque ones.
Yeah.
And you basically have to please Mr. Zero, Crocodile, to gain a promotion. Dory and Brogy fight. Usopp is inspired by the Great Warrior's spirit.
Yes.
He wants to be the Great Warrior of the Sea. Now, we've already covered the Albaf lore and what it means to Usopp and the Great Warrior spirit and glory and combat.
Yeah.
Usopp wants to be like these giants. He wants to be a Great Warrior of the Sea.
Yeah.
And that'll pay off in Albaf shortly.
Yeah.
And by shortly, I mean 6 years.
Yeah. One of the longest arc of all time.
The fight ends with a draw. Dory, Brogy says, I got some nice ale, have it. Basically, they're good friends. Dory explodes in his mouth.
Yeah.
He thinks Luffy did it. Because it couldn't be Brogy, because that's not honourable.
Yeah.
118. Luffy and Dory fight. It's kind of a draw.
Yeah.
it's not... I mean, Dory's fucked up as well. As Dory's fucked up, Luffy gets some hits in, Dory fights back. Better than Hydruden. But I don't know how Dory would take a second attack, or whatever. That's neither here nor there.
Yeah, that's true.
Basically, it explains that the Baroque Works want to kill Dory and Brogy to get a promotion, and they're worth 200 million. Their bounty has been around for 100 years. The only collected bounty that we've seen. 2 people on one poster.
That's true.
Hints at the giant pirates. We get more information about that in Whole Cake Island. Some 700 chapters later.
Yeah.
A little bit more details later on in this lobby, but not much. They also kind of like hint at that, like they like offered them to join the Baroque Works and they said no.
Yeah.
That's why they're kind of upset. Dory and Brogy start fighting again. Luffy isn't happy. It's not a fair fight.
Yeah.
Dory mentions that the gods would be upset if he didn't fight. There are no excuses. Luffy says, you know, who cares about the gods? This isn't a fair fight.
Now,
Is this in Luffy's character?
he doesn't make excuses for himself.
Yeah.
That's what we see in the Katakuri fight. But he does like a fair fight.
Yeah.
Between others. So,
I feel like he picked up on, you know, the honor of battle, and he thought maybe like he's weak and therefore it's not a real fight, and not honorable in their way of giants, perhaps. I don't know. Luffy picks up on people's things because Brogy wasn't happy when he finds out.
yeah.
So.
Yeah, you can make that argument.
Usopp reiterates his goals and dreams again. He will be a great warrior of the sea. A
Wait,
brave warrior. What?
when will Usopp achieve his goal? End the series?
I mean, he says about his last words and shit, so I don't know.
Yeah.
But probably his final fight in the series, he'll be a great warrior.
Alright.
Unless he's like a commander of the giant section, which is probably what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So we'll see. He'll probably take out a giant. Because of like a David and Goliath thing.
Yeah, I've
Something
seen
like
that
that.
around.
But whatever. That'll happen eventually.
Yeah.
The fight continues. Next chapter. Brogy wins. And the Baroque Works come in. Candle wax, fuck everyone up.
Yeah.
Next chapter. Zoro's stuck. He's like, I'm gonna cut off my legs. Nami and Vivi like, don't do it. Basically,
the situation gets worse.
Basically, it's just Brogy on the floor complaining about Dory and how his victory wasn't honorable and how he's gonna fuck him up. Yeah, so that's basically the chapter. Luffy and Usopp, like, how does Luffy get stuck underneath the giant skeleton? Because
Just happens.
I was thumbing through the page and like, when does he get stuck?
Luffy tends to get stuck
Yeah.
in random places, so he's not in the arc. So yeah, I don't know, just
Alright, so Luffy and Usopp arrive at the scene. Usopp frees Luffy.
yeah,
They fight. Mr. 3 is basically punched in the head and flees to the forests. Luffy fucks around with Miss Goldenweek because of her collar trap.
now this isn't a devil fruit.
Yeah.
Confirmed, not a devil fruit.
It's weird. I don't know what's going on here.
It's like some Japanese color theory shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Is it?
So he's drinking tea. He's kind of stuck in this trap
Yeah.
that makes him do all these things. Everyone's getting turned into wax slowly. Usopp shoots a fireball at Luffy, a fire star, to release him from the spell,
Yeah.
while trying to like fend off Mr. 5.
Yeah.
Sanji returns. Next chapter. 8 chapters, Sanji. Nowhere to be seen.
And this is why I won the bet.
8 chapters, Christian. I was thinking maybe 6.
No.
I was thinking 6. 5.
Yeah, you didn't understand.
8 chapters.
You didn't understand that Sanji is not in this arc.
I'm aware Sanji's not in the arc. But 8 chapters?
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
That's how it is.
I think people got so, like he's on, like, at least, he's on a cover page in between these arcs just to, like, be, like, yeah, Sanji's, like...
The famed Mr. Prince, German 66...
Relation.
Mm-hmm. No.
Yeah. Mr. 3 comes back in a mech to fight Luffy.
A mech, alright. It's a candle.
Candle mech, whatever you want to call it. Fire melts the wax. Mr. 3 runs into the forest. Straw Hats beat the Baroque Works. They all are freed. Zoro just instantly one-shots Mr. 5.
Yeah.
Luffy kicks Mr. 3 in the head. Mr. 3 makes these, like, a bunch of wax clones. Mr. 3 asks Luffy how he found him. Luffy says, instinct. Observation haki? Probably.
Yeah.
But, yeah. So basically, Sanji's talking to Crocodile.
Yep.
Getting fake information, telling him that the Straw Hats have been defeated. He gets the Eternal Pose to Alabasta. Because Crocodile orders... He wants basically Mr. 5, Mr. 3 back at Alabasta.
Yeah.
So that's why the Eternal Log's there.
Yeah.
And basically, some shenanigans happen. The Unluckies come back. Sanji beats them.
Yeah.
And then Crocodile knows something is up, so he's like... Tells Robin to eliminate Mr. 3 and that group.
Yeah.
On the way to Alabasta. We see Crocodile for the first time. Interesting. I wonder how Robin gets back to Alabasta so quickly. That's neither here nor there. She's got a turtle.
Yeah, it's fast.
Ship, so
it's a fast ship.
Okay.
What you didn't know?
Smoker intercepts the conversation. It's kind of cutting out and shit, but he gets that the Straw Hats going to Alabasta, so off they set.
Yeah.
Straw Hats leave Little Garden. Dory and Brogy vow to protect him against the great monster. They give their thanks. Dory's alive. Huzzah. Dory's alive. Dory and Brogy use the Elbaf Spear on the fish. Nami's sick as he move into Drum Island.
Yes.
Christian, what do we think about this little pre-introduction to Alabasta? It's kind of setting up the Baroque Works, getting us ready for Alabasta.
I think it's a fantastic setup for the sort of plot of Alabasta, for the villains of Baroque Works, because you really get to see like the complete sort of organization.
You get the understanding of the organization, which is cool.
Some really cool action scenes with Zoro in Whiskey Peaks.
Yeah. I would argue that the Little Garden fight scene's probably a chapter or two too long. It's just a bunch of like, alright, I guess.
Yeah, it's a lot of gag stuff with Miss.
But it sets it up nicely. Now, we have the benefit of hindsight, Christian, at reading this all in one segment.
Yeah.
What do you reckon people were saying back week to week?
It's enjoyable, you know. It's small, mini, bite-sized arcs.
You get Zoro being hyped.
It's kind of like, you know.
Get some Roger hypes put in there.
Well, you got to think about it. It's like it's pretty much a continuation of the East Blue structure.
Yeah.
We haven't hit Alabasta, which is like the first massive arc.
We're still really not in danger.
No.
Significant danger. That happens in Alabasta.
Yeah.
But, like, Luffy's not really... No one's really struggling. It's all by circumstance that there is any conflict at all.
Yeah.
Because, like...
Well, you could say Mr. 3's kind of a threat. He fucks them up. He traps them.
But, like...
They're more of a threat There's more effect in these blue, that's for sure.
Yeah.
There's just more people after them, that kind of stuff.
So it's a nice little, like, we go to Drum Island next. We'll do a review of Drum Island when the next break happens.
Yeah.
And then we'll be up to Thriller Bark, because we've done all the other ones.
Yeah.
Do you think the choice of going to Drum Island next was the right call, or do you think we should have gone to Alabasta first, completed the saga, and then gone to Drum Island?
Well,
because it kind of sets up, like, it kind of makes the juxtaposition between eventually Wapple and how he treats his kingdom and how
yeah, we need Wapple in there.
Those things. But
See
do you think that's relatively important to the arc itself?
Like the meta arc of Baroque Works.
Yeah.
Well, they're not really... Baroque Works aren't really present in...
Yeah, it kind of takes a break, in a way, to set up Chopper. And then kind of folds it back in Alabasta.
Yeah, I think it's important to have it there because you need that juxtaposition between kings.
Okay.
And that kind of stuff.
How long is Drum Island? It's not that long, surely.
Yeah, it's part of the Baroque Works arcs. I think it's like 2 volumes.
2 volumes? 20 chapters?
3 volumes? I think it's 3, about
okay.
3. 2 to 3 volumes. So,
interesting choice to do. Sets up Blackbeard a little bit, sets up Ace a little bit. There's little tidbits, but it's not really related to the Baroque Works as such. It's kind of like a, let's go over here now.
Yeah.
Situation.
Nah, these 30 or so chapters...
Yeah.
Does a good job of giving us a variety of locations. We get to find out...
More crew dynamics.
Yeah, more crew dynamics. Get to find out...
It's fun.
About Baroque Works, setting it up really well. Like...
It's the most complex plot that Oda's attempted to do so far in the story. Because Grand Line's real basic. This is starting to be like, there's a secret organization, this is how this works, this is how that works. All these arcs are leading up to Alabasta.
Yeah.
Kind of a longer saga.
It's a longer game. I don't know if it's
maybe Oda's trying to make a more important point with this saga than the Grand Line.
He does an excellent job of building up Crocodile.
Yeah. Crocodile, like you feel like the mystery of Crocodile.
The threat.
The
power, yeah.
Yeah. So it's pretty good.
Yeah.
What do we think out of 10?
Oh, like a 7?
7.
Things happen.
It's decent.
Things get done.
It's not amazing. It's a good prologue.
Yeah, it's a good prologue. It's mainly just set up. Get really some cool action scenes there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
Oda's finally finding his feet with how he wants to do Zoro and Sanji.
Yeah.
It's all kind of connected.
There's no like amazing moments or like emotional stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, like Iram dies, quote unquote, but like, do we really feel that?
We weren't really attached to him.
Exactly. So like, there's no real emotional impact there.
And we just met Vivi as well. She was trying to kill us for a long time.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It just doesn't have the emotional impact.
I love the adventure aspect, Christian. We miss it.
Yeah.
We're sailing around to different locations. It's all about the adventure.
Yeah.
It's great. It's fun. When was the last time we got a banquet scene?
Zoro? Nah, that's Zoro. There's like 4 Zoro.
Yeah. They're fun.
Yeah.
We'll get one soon. In Wano.
As soon as all the crew's together.
Anything else to say about this Baroque Works little saga here?
It's good. It's good setup.
It's kind of weird how like the Baroque Works are kind of spread out through the first like little bit of the Grand Line, like they're all just kind of like there.
Yeah. Well,
trying to get money for Crocodile. To try and I don't know. To try and like
he needs to fund his war effort.
Yeah.
He needs to fund his operation.
To try that they want status in this organization. And they're all bounty hunters, so this is where all the bounty hunters are.
Yeah.
So, people who want bounty hunters in the show, this is where they are. Alright, Christian, shall we move on to How Strong Is Shanks?
How strong is Shanks? Every week, we come to you with the question of how strong is Shanks? And every week, we answer. Shanks is the strongest. Shanks is the Go King. But, you know, there are people out there who say Kaido's the strongest. Who say Dragon's the strongest. Who say Aimu's the strongest.
Enough with that.
But Shanks is the strongest. And every week I come to you with 100% factual evidence.
Yes.
And this week comes from the data book. Alright? The VIVRE cards. Alright? Shanks is so strong, he has mastered all types of haki to his fullest extent. Shanks is the strongest. Shanks is the Go King.
Speaking of VIVRE cards and SBSs, shall we move on to the topic of the show?
How about the show?
Christian, topic of the show, SBS.
It's just
give us some details into the background of all this information. What's going on?
We got the recent Volume 90 SBS. We got the recent VIVRE card, data card sort of information in there, all the interesting little bits in there.
Yes.
Just like a roundup of all the little information we've gotten over the past month or so.
Okay.
Last couple of weeks. So, let's get into it. Volume 90 SBS. Nami draws sea charts every day to keep her dream alive. First point.
There we go.
You don't see her drawing maps, but apparently she does.
Okay.
Every day, daily maps. So she's drawn that map of the world.
Now, we're not reading the SBS completely. Christian's compiled notes. I think that's a better option.
I mean, sometimes they're funny.
Okay.
Chopper's love interest is the mink, Milky.
Which one's Milky?
The reindeer.
Isn't that...
No, the reindeer with like...
The reindeer?
The reindeer mink.
What
the
about
nurse.
What about the squirrel?
No.
What's his name?
It's like Tristan or some
yeah,
shit.
Yeah, Tristan. So
Milky.
It's Milky, okay.
Milky would be Chopper's love interest, but Oda says Oda can't control his character's love interest because love is a hurricane. You know, he can't control that.
Alright, Oda, with the 80s quotes.
Alright. Cracker's hair makes no sense, and Oda says as much.
He said it would be cool to do.
He's like, it's a cool design, it makes no sense.
Yep.
So, you know, apparently
it's like his passion or his will.
It's not even that. Yeah, Oda's like, it's fucking makes no sense. So, that's interesting there. Big Mom steals her husband's, forces him to marry her and have children with her, and then throws him away.
Standard Big Mom, we assume this is how it works.
So, Struzan, what's the story there?
Not a father?
Not a father?
Maybe Kaido.
Maybe. Well, you know. But Big Mom ain't taking Kaido by force.
Does it make Katakuri...
Big Mom ain't taking Kaido by force.
Yeah. Does...
And apparently this is done to have children with all the races of the world.
Okay.
So
Kaido's a thing.
Big Mom ain't taking Kaido.
The youngest, the 20, you know, on the Rocks ship, might get a little lonely sometimes.
But it's not about that. It's about power for Big Mom. Alright?
She's like, this is a powerful man. Get me some goat status children off this man.
Katakuri level children.
But... if it's confirmed, right?
Yeah.
That Katakuri is indeed Kaido's son, does Katakuri get stronger via osmosis itself?
I mean, he's already strong as fuck. Like, I guess.
Does the clout increase, even though nothing has really actually changed? I think people are gonna use that as a feat.
People would use that as a feat, but
Alright.
Oda kind of confirms that the Emperor's power is their name. When he's like, when he comments on the citizens of Totland, he's like, some guy asked him what would have happened to the citizens if the cake wasn't made.
Yeah.
And he's like, all the citizens would leave and Big Mom's name would be sullied. Because in the New World, they're protected by her name. He also reputation is important.
But he's also like, this is the cost of being under the protection of an emperor.
So it's about cloud, about name, and shit like that. So if Luffy has the name of an emperor, that's all that matters.
Nah, man, he needs all these arbitrary things.
According to the, you know, the rules of the show, just about name, and clout.
Yep.
The guy who fucked up the picture of Sanji's Wanted poster is now working for Morgan's.
Hired.
He could be seen in the Reverie chapters taking pictures.
Okay.
He got fired because he kept on fucking up, taking pictures, leaving the lens cap on.
Yep.
Little
now he has a lensless
camera. So you're gonna fuck it up.
Yep. Interesting.
Oda kind of confirms that he has a big dick, saying that a hat can't cover his manhood. You know, no mere hat can cover his manliness.
There you go.
Apparently, so it's interesting SBS. Little interesting insight into Oda's life. Apparently, Oda's wife never gets angry at him. She just laughs at him.
Roasted.
Classic Japanese wife humor.
Yep.
Oda is shocked that a girl is asking if he can draw Perospero licking candy of Nami.
That's something.
And later on he says it's not his fault that the SBS is so perverted, even though he's talking about his dick in it.
I mean, he's not talking about Perospero licking candy off Nami's body.
And he's especially disturbed that it's a female.
Okay.
He's like, what's going on with his use?
Indeed.
Oda gets annoyed at a pervert who has a scheme to get Reiji to kiss him by poisoning himself. What? How did these questions get in?
Japan, that's how they get in. Oda's not going to answer real questions.
Oda, here, we kind of get a real question here. Oda heavily hints that Shaki was indeed on the rocks.
Okay.
He's like, the question was like, Shaki talked about she was a pirate 40 years ago. There's a connection with the rocks.
Yep.
Is there something there? Oda says,
yeah,
Laika would answer that and then whistles. Okay. So,
but she was a part of the rocks. Doesn't mean that she's really level hype. Relax, people. Usopp's going to be on the Pirate King's crew.
That's true. So Usopp will be the GOAT, so...
I mean, Nami's will be on the Pirate King crew. That's a better...
Apparently, Zabo looks like Shanks when he's 40, and he looks like Rayleigh when he's 60. Like all hype characters.
Like all characters. They all turn into Shanks.
Yeah.
Is that already in the segment of Herschel Shanks?
Yeah, it's already in there.
Okay.
We get names for child family members. The most noticeable, or the most interesting, is that the fucking pumpkin guy that everyone was saying...
That Joy Boy was saying...
This is Pedro's soul within a homie. Yep. No. Apparently, it's a Charlotte family member called Chatu.
Okay.
Or Katu.
Yep.
And
people
want to start copping owls.
Is there a pumpkin race? Is there a pumpkin devil fruit? Is he just wearing a pumpkin suit?
But his skin's yellow. His skin's orange.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Okay.
Pumpkin Man is not a homie of Pedro.
Okay.
Pedro is dead. So people be copping those owls.
Christian always looking to dish out ales.
Pedro is dead.
Yes.
We get the name of Montor's book fruit, which is the Buku fruit.
Who would have thought?
Oda then comments that this power has so much potential. He could have made this power the sort of power of the main villain of an arc.
Okay.
That's how much potential this fruit has as like a story, sort of exploration kind of fruit.
Yep.
Oda will not say if Crocodile, Mihawk, or Doflamingo have children.
Okay.
He will not confirm that.
He kind of says that they do what they want, and if they have children, he's unbeknownst to it.
Yeah. So, like...
So...
You know Mingo's just got a million...
I mean, he's got a child
children.
with,
Viola.
Viola, maybe.
Maybe. Mihawk has a million children around the world.
One of them is Zoro.
Let's not get into that.
Okay.
Alright? Because stupidness. Alright. That's the SBS. Not that much in this one. Volume 90 kind
There's
of
foods and shit.
Yeah, they're kind of nebulous, uninteresting information.
Okay.
Those are the most interesting points.
There we go.
In the SBS. Alright.
Don't have VIVRE card data.
First of all, I should have said this at the start, but shout out to Arthur from the Library of Ohara blog,
Yeah.
who translates this shit and puts it out there.
Okay.
Reliable source.
Yes.
Doesn't fuck shit up like other people do. Like other people saying that a certain individual has mastered all Hakis.
Which he has.
Which he has, but he didn't confirm it. You know, headcanon, that kind of shit. He doesn't do that.
Yeah.
So shout out to, Arthur from the Ohara, Library of Ohara website. Check that out if you want. Alright, VIVRE card information, which I also got from there, so
Yep.
good site. Gold Roger is 2.74 meters tall. Now, is Eric gonna cop that out?
This is nonsense.
Eric saying Roger's not that tall.
He's not that tall. This is Recon.
Eric,
He stands next to Rayleigh
Really?
all the time, and then
will you cop that out? One, that's Toei that do that. So, you're not taking into
what about
account.
in the bar scene?
You're not taking into account.
What about
foreshortening?
What
You
about
never see him next to each other.
what about in Shibondi?
He's kind of like leaning over.
Oh, he's not 9 foot. He's not 10 foot.
So Eric's gonna cop that out,
Whatever.
saying everyone's retarded if they think Roger's
Well,
tall.
Roger's not 6.6 meters like Whitebeard. That's what I was complaining about.
He's like 9 foot.
Yeah.
He's like animal tall.
Yeah, no, he's not double as tall.
No, but he's tall as fuck.
Yeah. People bring up the cover art with Roger and Whitebeard standing together and say that Roger was 6-7 meters tall.
I mean, you can kind of see how tall he is in the flashback scene
Yeah.
when they're Roger and
Rayleigh.
Roger and Whitebeard are sipping
sitting-
sake.
Yeah, they're not even close.
You can kind of tell that he's not normal height. So,
You say so.
there's that. Eric's copping owls all episode. Alright, so Roger indeed had a bounty. That's confirmed. We don't know what it is, but
Of course we don't know what it is.
We'll never find out. Alright, now Shanks information. Shanks joined the Roger Pirates when he was 11. Was on the Pirate King ship for 4 years.
Okay.
So this adds extra credence that he has been to Raftel.
Yes.
Alright. Shanks is
Or
2
just
meters tall. So
around 6
around
feet.
6 feet. He's just a normal dude.
Yep.
Shanks indeed has a bounty. Confirming that Emperors have bounties.
Yes.
And Shanks has all 3 types of Haki, which is new information, but we all knew that. And apparently this was being misconstrued as Shanks has mastered all forms of Haki.
But he has.
But he has, but it's not confirmed.
Okay.
Alright? We need to put out the real information out there.
There we go.
Alright. Information on Lucky Roo. His position is a combatant. He's not the cook,
Okay.
which we predicted. We predicted he was a cook, he has meat in his hand constantly.
We just assumed
He's
he was
always
a cook.
eating.
We don't.
Yeah, it was just a random guess. So he's a combatant. People are saying, using this information to say
He's high. Well, of course he's high because of the
What
Gold
do you-
King
what do you
screw.
mean
What are
he's
you
high?
talking about? Looks can be deceiving.
He's also tall as fuck, and he's 2.4 meters.
He's probably 2.4 meters wide as well.
He's a ball man.
Yeah.
But yeah. He was the one who stole the gum fruit.
We kind of already knew that.
Kinda, but this confirms it.
Yeah.
So, makes sense when he's like angry about where's the fruit. that kind of stuff. Yasop, apparently, there was a debate that Yasop was not a sniper
Ridiculous.
of the redhead pirates,
Come
but
on.
he is. And there's a weird little tidbit of information here. Garp was meant to tell Usopp about his father in Water 7.
Okay.
What is this about?
Maybe more details about his father.
But Usopp knows that his father's on...
I don't know
Shanks'
that he
crew,
knows
right?
that he's on Shanks' crew, but Luffy tells Usopp that he knows Yasop back when he was a kid.
Wouldn't that come up?
But the flashback happens.
It's a weird piece of
So,
information.
yeah, it was whatever.
Alright.
Maybe more specific information about
Ben
his father.
Beckman is indeed the vice captain. That's not new information.
Ooh, Ben Beckman.
Strongest first commander.
Obviously.
He's the vice captain.
3 billion berry bounty.
Wait a minute. Big Mom doesn't have a vice captain. Kaido doesn't have a vice captain.
Yeah, but like, that's because they're not regular crews.
Shanks has a
Like,
vice
they're
captain.
fleets.
Shanks has a vice captain.
Like, Blackbeard doesn't have a vice
So
captain because
Ben
he has a
Beckman,
fleet.
Ben Beckman transcends the commander tier and goes to the vice captain tier.
Yeah. And it's kind of, it's echoing Roger's crew and Luffy's crew in that.
Shanks is a mobile,
Yeah.
always on the seas,
'Cause-
always traveling.
Because Blackbeard's basically a fleet admiral of his own fleet. So he doesn't have a vice captain. Big Mom just does what she wants.
Blackbeard's represents Whitebeard's crew because it's kind of set up the same way with
Yeah.
different division
And they
commanders.
have first division, etc., etc.
Yeah.
But there's no vice captain.
Yeah.
Shanks is a tight-knit
No
hype
fucking
crew.
around crew.
He doesn't need 1,000 men.
He has fodder, but
He only needs himself. No women can be seen.
it's a ship of hard men.
Hard men, hard wood.
That's right. Alright, information on Kobe. Has only unlocked observation haki.
Specifically?
Yes.
Okay.
No armament.
Them Kobe dudes, copping owls.
That's an L for Kobe. That's an L for Kobe fans.
We assumed that he had armament
In the power scale.
in the power scale.
Is that?
Do we need to revisit? I don't think so.
I don't think so. I think it's still fair. He's shown enough.
Okay.
So, yeah.
He's 18.
Kuina, Oda confirms Kuina is dead, but he also said Zabo was dead. So, there's a win.
We made
and
a video
loss
about
there.
this, Christian. Go check it out. It's called Is Kawina
Alive.
Alive?
But
Great insight.
this is not evidence.
It's
O-
evidence.
Oda said the same thing about Zabo. And Zabo's alive.
Did you
So-
put the Zoro information on here, or is that later on? Basically, he was saying that Zoro wasn't born in Wano. He was born where he was.
Nah,
Or is that fake?
it's a misconception because it says hometown.
Okay.
So that's where they grew up.
So it doesn't mean
Doesn't
born.
doesn't confirm what island they were born on.
So that theory is still alive.
That's what I'm saying with the fake information, the headcanon.
This is the thing about fake information, ladies and gentlemen. Now it will be...
It's considered canon.
It's considered canon.
But
in a-
Shanks being
and
the
in-
God King considered canon is fine by me.
But this will be permeated throughout the community and will not
Yeah.
ever be thwarted.
Interesting side notes.
Yep.
Robin does not have Haki.
Yes.
Not confirmed to have Haki in these data books.
Well, it says that Usopp was the fourth to unlock Haki in the crew. So that's Luffy, Zoro, Sanji, and Usopp.
Yeah.
And we haven't seen Robin use it, and he unlocked it in Dressrosa, implying that the other Straw Hats don't have Haki
See, I don't-
after the time skip.
I don't think that's real information. I think that's a figure of fake information again.
Okay.
But Robin does not have Haki. And
Robin
on her
does not have Haki. On her card, no Haki.
It says it doesn't say she has Haki.
Okay.
The Haki's blank.
So maybe that's a reveal later on.
Maybe that's a reveal later on. But then again, how did she catch Hakuba? If it's just reaction speed, that's a greater feat.
Okay.
So
There
that's
we go.
interesting.
And the last little detail?
Last detail: there are more cards coming.
Yeah.
There are booster packs to these cards. The next one will be about the supernova and Rayleigh.
Ooh.
And the Rayleigh feats could be coming from here. But
I don't know what we're going to get on these feats.
Fake information.
So what
might happen?
Explain to the people what these cards are and what they kind of have on them.
They're just like stat sheets.
Okay. But what's you get Haki, you get Devil Fruit.
Haki, Devil Fruit, age, favorite fruit, where they grew up, and like a little tidbit.
So we're not going to learn much about these characters. We'll learn maybe that kid has armored Haki and shit.
Yeah, a little bit. You get like little tidbits of information.
Okay.
Like the position. Like there's like a little bio section. Yeah. So
alright.
It's not like you don't get
detailed
paragraphs. tier. You don't get like
it doesn't say Shanks
10 out of 10 strength.
It doesn't say
10 out of 10 speed.
It doesn't say Luffy would it doesn't say Zoro would low diff Luffy in a fight. That's what it doesn't say.
It doesn't give like stats and shit, like physical stats. Because this isn't a video game.
How is this like the first time these cards have come out, or is this like?
There's been data books before, but I'm pretty sure
these cards are new.
The card idea is new.
How often do these data books come out? Like every 5 years, 6 years?
There's been one forever, but then they've never been translated.
Okay, and there won't be.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there's no plans to translate the new one anyway.
Yeah.
Christian, shall we move on to the power scale?
The power scale.
Yeah, Christian. Who wants to go first? What's the story?
Is it you or is it me?
Well, you always say it's me. So
I guess that's true. Now you were saying we don't have Mr. 3.
Don't have Mr. 3, don't have Crocus.
Don't have Crocus.
Don't have Vivi.
I swear to fucking God we have Crocus. Why'd you type in Shiryu?
There's a previous you just spoiled it. Crocodile.
Crocus, yeah, we fucking do have Crocus.
We have Crocus. What else you want to search for?
Mr. 5?
There's no misters.
Mr. 1. Alright. You know what? Did we give Mr. 3's real name?
What is Mr. 3's real name? It's like no way we've done Mr. 3.
Alright, so we'll go Mr. 5.
Mr. 5. Okay, what do you want to say about Mr. 5?
The exploding fruit, I can't remember what it's called, the bomb fruit, right? Gets no death by Zoro. Explosion's not really that deadly in One Piece.
Yeah.
Let's see, let's have a look at the low tiers. Alright.
So he's not in trash. What do you think about Arlong, Christian? Would Arlong overpower him and outmuscle him?
He definitely would outmuscle him, but Mr. 5 is a ranged fighter.
Sure.
Explosions. I mean, Mr. Crocodile eats a cannonball.
Yeah.
So explosions not really affecting Arlong, right?
Alright.
So
he's not in trash though.
Not in trash.
So it's low. Because he's not beating Arlong.
Mr. 5.
He's going to struggle against Arlong.
Yeah, he'll struggle against Arlong, but he's beating pretty much everyone else in there.
Okay.
Maybe not Wapple, because, yeah, can eat shit. Yeah.
Alright. Mr. 5, low. Now, Christian, Shuri of the Rain.
It's too early.
It's not. We have enough information.
It's too early.
Put him on the list right now.
It's just hype.
It's not. We got a little bit of information on him.
It's just hype.
I wanted to fill this out.
We've seen him do nothing.
We have lore.
We have lore.
Stats.
That's all we have.
Okay.
Alright. Oh, you picked him?
They say...
He's on the same tier as Magellan.
They say he's equivalent to Magellan. That's what they say.
And he's a swordsman with no devil fruit.
And he's a swordsman with no devil fruit.
Confirmed.
Haki, question mark. But assumed.
This is all assumptions.
Okay.
Alright. Is he the second strongest in the Blackbeard crew?
Yes.
Burgess, disappointment.
Not accounting for the unknowns like Luffy and Wasson Wolf and... fucking dude that looks like Kaido.
Or Piccolo or some shit.
Yeah.
Avangus or whatever.
Yeah. But yeah, I'd imagine so. Bloodthirsty. Ruthless.
Does things. Is... What commander is he, second?
Yeah.
Yeah. Booji's the first, right?
Yeah.
Because he's been there the longest, probably.
Yeah.
I can't... Alright, fine. No, because here's the fucking problem.
Okay. Lay it down.
I talk so much shit about Rayleigh. Not being in the high tier with all these feats, all this hype, all this kind of shit.
Alright.
You come to me...
We don't have to do Shiryu, Christian. We can wait. We can change it.
To what? What's the other idea? Because here's the problem I have. All these characters here...
I kind of wanted to talk about Vivi.
We can talk about Vivi, but all these characters here, right?
Yeah.
Doflamingo, massive feats.
Yeah.
Magellan, massive feats. Zabo, massive... All these characters, feats galore, easy power scale.
Okay,
not easy.
Shiryu...
We have massive feats in this, and these aren't easy power scales.
Alright.
So, Shiryu, we're going off lore alone. I'm not comfortable.
We'll go Vivi then.
Alright.
We're going way down the list.
Oof.
The debate's gonna be low, or trash. Do we count Karoo as well? In her fighting repertoire.
Alvida, why is slip throat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And some kind of physical strength with that mallet. With that mace.
Nice.
She's got the peacock rings. She has this weird hypnosis ability.
Now, is that a sexual thing, or is that...
No, that's specifically her costume and her...
Hypno powers. Well, here's the thing.
Well, she beats...
With a gimmick like that, I think she beats everyone in trash.
Yeah. I think so. And she's got weapon techniques.
I mean, I think it might be a struggle against Fompe. Perfectly honest.
Okay.
Might be a bit of a struggle against Fompe.
We don't know the damage threshold. Fompe though.
But she gets knocked out.
She does have techniques. She's okay quick.
She's on the Baroque Works crew, and she's not a photo unit.
Yeah.
In that crew.
Yeah.
Ah, man. But she doesn't beat... She beats Kuro. They got the same kind of abilities, right?
Kuro's faster than her.
Yeah, but she's got like illusions and shit. I think she's got enough gimmicks to beat Kuro. Because Kuro doesn't seem that tanky.
Okay.
And if she has what's the duck's name?
Kuro.
Koru or whatever.
Yeah.
I'd say she's can fight mounted with that speed.
She got a little bit of distance on
the peacock ring thing.
Yeah, she's got distance. Not beating Arlong.
No.
Zeph?
No, Zeph.
Zeph should outrange Zeph. I don't know if Zeph has the speed to close the gap.
I give Zeph the win.
Can't physically beat No Buggy.
No.
Kuro's a fight.
Yeah, Kuro's a fight.
Wapple?
No,
Wapple's kind of like a circumstantial.
I don't think she's beating Wapple.
Kind of thing. Crocus.
Alright, I think she beats Bandom.
She doesn't beat Crocus.
No, I think she beats Bandom.
Yeah.
I think she beats Belmare.
Yeah.
You're also going Johnny, yeah.
Yeah. Both of them at the same time, yeah.
Yeah, because...
Ridiculous.
Yeah, low. It's going to have to be double low.
There we go.
Double low.
Premature on the Shiryu.
It's too soon, because we're talking about the high tier. Alright, and that has to have so much evidence.
Okay.
So much talking. If you're going to make an argument for clout, it has to be like
Could you imagine the discussion we're going to have when Luffy might enter the Emperor tier? It's going to have
he still has to make it into the Emperor tier.
He still has to make it into the Admiral tier.
Yeah,
not the Emperor tier.
The Admiral tier.
But it's going to be a long...
Which should be the upgrade after Wano.
Yeah, if it's... making if the power up
Well,
system is linear.
That's a discussion for another time.
Yeah,
But yeah.
it's gonna be difficult.
Double low low. Mr. Five and Vivi.
There we go. Christian question corner. First question.
From Silvers, friend of the show.
Yeah.
How relevant do you think the ninjas will be in Wano?
Okay. The shinobi.
We've seen Urashima, who is in another class of warrior from Wano, so he's a sumo.
Yeah.
And quite frankly, he was, underwhelming. That's an opinion. Do you think ninjas will be more impressive than sumo? And how close in strength are they to the samurai?
This is a question that comes down to what is the power
Here's the thing.
of Wano soldiers, because if they had sufficient power, they would be able to muster a rebellion.
Well, it depends where the samurai are.
Yes, but if the ninjas were as strong as, say, Luffy, they would be
It's too
able.
much.
Yeah, they would be able to muster some kind of rebellion.
We got the character name of Shutemaru recently.
Yep.
That could be tied into the ninjas. We got Raizo. We got Raizo, who is a ninja.
Yep.
So surely there's some sort of ninja clan.
What is the maximum threshold of the highest level samurai in Wano?
Zoro level? The top
And
top
it has to
tier.
be the Shogun.
The strongest, maybe not the Shogun, but the strongest samurai in Wano
It has to be Zoro level.
has to be Zoro level.
And it has to be on the enemy team.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
yeah.
Because if there was already a Zoro level samurai, there'd be a challenge to the hierarchy
Shogun,
already.
yeah.
They wouldn't be waiting if they had sufficient
So-
forces.
The strongest samurai has to be Zoro level. Now, some people out there think that there's a ninja who's going to fight Sanji.
Okay.
So they want a strong ninja. But like, do the ninjas being
this
on
is
the
the thing,
opposing side make sense? Because ninja are normally like representative
Of
of
the
like,
shadows of the
of, like,
secrets.
the rebellion forces have
Yeah.
ninja to infiltrate.
Yeah.
So I think the ninjas will be more friend than foe.
I imagine all of the sufficient samurai will be around Kinemon.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So like, what are we gonna say? Like
Mid. Not even mid. Like low, high.
like.
They have high. They have high. No, they don't. Maybe they have high.
Maybe like Zoro in Thriller Bark.
It's impressive.
Because Kinemon has Haki, he can cut fire.
Does he throw pan cannons and air cuts though?
What's his the fire cutting technique is not defined. Things are very.
Yeah.
I'm talking about like the top dudes though.
The top dudes, sure.
There's not going to be that many.
Yeah.
There's not going to be an entire army
Of top
samurai. There's going to be like 5 or 6 or something.
Yeah.
So, because because people like are disappointed in Urashima. I was expecting him to give Luffy like a fight.
Luffy is just too strong.
Enemy soldiers do have the potential to be impressive.
Luffy is so strong right now that like if a sumo wrestler is giving him a challenge, like what the fuck?
The oppressor in this situation can have the potential to be super strong. But the oppressed can't, because it doesn't really make sense as to why
Yeah,
they're
but
still
like,
oppressed.
we got samurai on the other side, we got samurai on our side.
Yeah. And we're waiting for the Straw Hats and reinforcements to actually mount
Like, not all the samurai have the same allegiance.
Yeah.
There's clans and shit.
Yeah. But, so don't... You'll get your strong Zoro fight.
So do you think that the ninjas are real?
We've seen them.
Yeah, we've seen Raizo.
I don't know how many there are.
There's got to be a clan of ninja. Maybe Usopp can learn some tricks off him.
But Zoro's always talking about ninja. He's always talking about samurai.
There'll be ninja.
There'll be a few. I'm not convinced.
I think there will be ninja. Maybe just the ninja master.
I'm not convinced that there's gonna be like 300 ninja on the army.
Do I think the strongest ninja will be stronger than Hiroshima? Sure.
Yeah. And to be weird jutsu and shit.
Yeah.
So.
The master ninja.
Yeah.
Who, like, helps out Robin or some shit.
I can't see, like, there being, like, an evil ninja for Sanji to fight.
I mean, Sanji's gonna get a fight. You don't need to invent characters for him to fight.
Yeah.
So, it's happening.
We got Carter's crew as well to fight. So
Alright.
Yeah.
From Gino Giovanna. Question. The Hunter x Hunter manga is coming back. Could we possibly have a small discussion about the new chapters when they come out?
What are your thoughts, Christian?
Maybe, but Eric hasn't seen or read Hunter x Hunter, so he has no idea.
I have some idea.
You don't.
I haven't read it, and I've seen bits and pieces. And I hate it.
He hates it for no reason.
And I hate it because everyone else loves it.
Yeah, effectively. But, man, we'll see how it goes. Like, the current arc right now, I'm not really enjoying.
Boring?
It's too much political shit.
Right. It's not being a shonen?
Well...
Is it interesting?
It is interesting. But there are so many characters to keep track of, alliances, all that kind of shit. I'm just like... It takes me like an hour to read the chapter, because I'm like... Because I keep on forgetting about who the alliances...
It's 5,000 words.
Yeah, it's a 5,000 word book. But I keep on forgetting who the alliances are.
All these Japanese names.
Oh, there's like 13 princes, princesses, there's mafia clans, there's all these kind of people on this massive ship.
Shit house.
They're all on different levels. The art's no good.
Just write a book.
And it focuses around Kurapika, which I don't really care for.
Yeah.
So, the current arc's not really interesting me right now, but...
Okay. We'll think about it.
We'll think about it.
What's a market on Hunter x Hunter videos?
There's no... It's unsustainable because there's like 4 chapters that come out a year.
Right.
So people... There's no real industry around it.
Okay.
But like... I'm not really interested in that anyway because...
You're not that deep into it?
Don't get me wrong, Hunter x Hunter is a great show, but the current arc's not really... I'm not really interested, so we'll see how it goes. Maybe something cool will happen or reignite that.
We're getting the JoJo show soon.
We are.
Looking forward to the JoJo show. JoJo show.
The JoJo show. Alright, from Andre.
Yes.
Do you think Morio will show up in this arc and use some sort of resurrection technique on someone really powerful, like an old legend? What do you think? What do you think?
Haven't I memed this before? I've been like, Morio's gonna resurrect Ace.
Yeah, but we've said that before. Will Morio be in this arc?
Morio has the connection to Kaido.
I don't see why not.
First question, why is he there? Second question, what's his role?
Get revenge.
Is he gonna be on Luffy's side? Is it kind of like an uneasy alliance?
Yeah.
Does that leave the gate open to Nightmare Luffy 2.0? Do people want that?
We talked about this, but the question is, will he be there and will he resurrect the powerful legend?
He might resurrect the samurai.
The fourth Great Ninja War.
Yeah.
And plus he needs Hogback to, fix the bodies up and shit like that. Maybe. I think it's Paul. What can these legends do? Well,
for me,
you need a powerful shadow, and you need a powerful shadow on the level of like a powerful guy.
Do we need a Moria flashback in this arc to bog things up?
Well, it's part of his story, and Oda could have killed him in Rainfall, but he didn't. So he's in the world, and the only plot point he has is his connection.
I guess
with
it
Kaido.
could show Kaido's backstory while going into Moria's backstory as well.
If Moria reappears buff, reinvigorated after his defeat in Marineford, I think that could be something.
But how often do character designs change that drastically?
I mean, it was a point of his character while he was fat and lazy.
Okay.
It was a point to his. That was the point of his character. So him coming back in shape.
If it's true, the hints are gonna start soon. If he's gonna turn up.
Yeah.
He can't just turn up out of nowhere, because people aren't gonna remember.
don't remember Moria.
And Oda always drops hints that characters are coming.
Yeah.
Marineford Shanks, he was fighting Kaido.
I mean, that was like one line.
That was one line, still something.
Moria was name dropped in the first chapter.
Of what?
Wano. They're talking about the grave robber.
Okay.
So he has kind of been mentioned.
There we go.
So there you go.
It's likely.
It's very
Do
likely.
I personally like it?
I mean, why set that up and do nothing with it? So yeah, I think Moria's come back.
Okay.
From Light Ruler, if you guys bring up the 4 kids replacing Laboon with a giant iceberg next week. I don't even... Did we even get to this when it was airing in Australia?
I remember Whiskey Peaks. I don't remember Laboon. Probably because he was an iceberg. If this
How does that even work? It would have been one episode.
Yeah.
We've just been like Crocker's explaining the Grand Line, that's it.
Yeah. And they would have gone into trouble eventually.
Yeah. So... Apparently that happened.
Some kind of animal violence thing, like...
Whatever. Fucking 4 kids makes no sense.
What's 4 Kids doing?
4 Kids makes no sense.
In the 90s when PC culture was as high as it is now.
Don't you? It was just like stupid mistakes. Like Dragon Ball Z was on TV, and all they did was get rid of blood. Like people punch each other and shit.
Yeah.
I don't get it. What's the question? What you? How would 4 Kids handle Thor the Bark? That's the question.
It would be a mess.
You couldn't have Brooks flashback. Brooke would have to be...
I don't know, maybe they did something weird like Laboon's still there but they don't run into him and shit. I don't remember specifically what happened in the 4 Kids version.
Yeah, I don't know.
So, yeah, it would have been awkward when they got there.
Would it be like... Could they have done the zombie shit? Could they have done the...
They couldn't have done a lot of things.
The, what's the chick with that throws the plates? Could they have done that whole backstory line?
Box wife.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Cindy. Yeah. They couldn't have done a lot of things.
How would they have handled Boa?
And Amazon Lily. They don't even talk about Amazon Lily.
Yeah, so there you go.
So, yeah. That's all the questions we have this week.
Christian, a recap episode. Got some good SBS information, VIVRE card information.
Mm-hmm.
We got a chapter next week.
We do, finally. Now, fights. Are they happening?
I think about it.
Coming off of a break.
There will be interactions between Hawkins, Holden, and the crew.
Alright.
Speed might turn up. Will there be a fight? Not much, if any.
A little bit of a skirmish.
Not specifically. I still think we need to set up
Locations
things
and shit.
before the fights start.
Alright.
Because Hawkins needs to get there and talk. Holden needs to talk. Tama needs to talk.
Yeah.
A lot of people need to say things, which takes time.
Yeah.
I can see Holden being defeated by the Tama gag. But will there be a conclusion? If Holden's weak as shit, the conclusion will happen real quick.
Kind of gonna be upset by that, but
So
it is what it is.
I mean, they get Holden's getting compared to Hawkins. Hawkins is
That's a little
supernova.
too much.
But he's always mentioned the same breath. Like it's like Holden, Hawkins, and Speed.
Yeah, but Hawkins has
and
hacked
Holden
powers.
is the boss of the town.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. He'll probably use the Hodges situation to his advantage to do damage to the Straw Hats.
But yeah, we've already talked about this, but Luffy doesn't give a fuck.
So we'll see.
Yeah.
What goes on.
Yeah.
Anything else, Christian? Shanks the Good King.
Shanks is go king.
Good night.
When are we announcing the bets?
I'll do it at the front.
Because it's related to the...
Yeah, we can make commentary on a joint thing. It's not going to be like that every week.
Same next week, though. Based on commentary of the chapter.
But we know who won the entire time.
Alright.
It's going to be like, oh, he's not in this chapter.